Wow, we're just getting back here, guys, after being in a deep cover of all these tornadoes and stuff that's going on. We're still standing here for all those who are worried about us. But I'm here, your host, Brother Sean Brumfield, and we've got Brother Ryan Brown with us.
Hey, everybody.
And we got Brother Jonathan.
How's it going, everyone?
So you guys made it through the storm, too, I'm taking.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, my weight held me down to the ground.
I'm anchored.
The anchor holds.
It's been wild, and I will say that my prayers are out to all those in Arkansas and Oklahoma, Tennessee. I even heard on the day that we're recording this episode, coming down here for this recording, the radio station that I had it on, they had like 30 minutes where they wasn't really able to do their stuff because they were hunkered down even today for the tornadic storms. So I know that Indiana, Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio's got hit a couple times. I think we've got like 5 or 6 now in the state of Ohio. So my prayers are out to all that's been affected by this. It's no joke. And I wish that if we had to go through something like this, God wouldn't wait until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's keeping us up late.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, I can sleep through pretty much. Like, I love thunderstorms for sleeping. And this most recent one, I was in my dead of sleep, and then Mariah got woke up by the sirens, and she came and shook me. And I was like, what? And then all of a sudden, once she woke me up, I heard the really super loud sirens, and I'm like, okay. So I got on my phone and went to my local news. And where I live in Huber, they're like, it's coming at 12:30. If we can make it past 12:30, you'll be good. So I was like, well, it's 12 o'clock. I said I might as well just kind of stay awake until through 12:30 and see if we're good. So I even prepared, kind of moved some couch cushions into our bathroom because we don't have a basement. So I went to the innermost part of the house. And then about 12:20, they're like, the storms are slowing down and the risk for tornadoes has subsided. I was like, I guess I'll just go back to bed. But they're like, be careful. There's still real bad thunderstorms, which if you would ask me, I would have had no idea because as soon as I laid back down, I was gone and slept through like a log.
I got to be honest with you guys. We don't have tornado sirens around us. So I just told my wife, I was like, you know what? All you got to do is say a prayer to the Lord, and hopefully we wake up. We either wake up here or on the other side of Glory 1.
So the crazy thing about the storms last night was it thundered like crazy. Like it shook my house. I was awake. I was following them. I've got the 4 kids, and the only assurance that I could give them so that they would go to sleep was that I would stay up and I'd, track it and keep, just kind of keep up to date with the news reports and all that fun stuff. And when the storm finally hit our area, the lightning show was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, one of the most beautiful and terrifying sights is the lightning shows. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous, but it can be terrifying too because, it's lightning. And that would hurt if you get struck by it, But the thunder, like, literally rattled the house. And it wasn't just like a real quick boom. I mean, it was like a rumble.
Yeah.
And everything in the house just shook. None of that woke my kids up. What got my kids was the wind.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It sounded like a stampede of horses. And that's when I knew that we might be in trouble. It was so loud. We've got a tornado siren right next to, not too far from our house, that I can hear clearly anytime it goes off. The wind was so loud at my house that when the tornado sirens went off, you couldn't hear it.
Wow. That's
Well,
crazy.
we got like hurricane force winds. It was like I'd seen it was like 90 mile an hour winds. That is insane. And not tornadoes. It was just like straight 90 mile an hour gust. But like, man, it was wild and stuff. And the thing is they warned us about this storm system for about a week. They're like, it's coming. And sometimes you're skeptical about all that stuff, but you're right though. I will say, to kind of wrap back to what you said, it does always hit at night, so I'm weird. I love thunderstorms. I used to be terrified of them, but I love them now. And I would like to go outside and watch them and look. But you can't really do that when it's dark, because if there is a tornado and it's rain wrapped and it's dark and you're out in it, you're done. There's no reacting to it. But it was just, I don't know. I like thunderstorms. I like sleeping through them. I think they're cool. I want a tin roof for when it rains.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up, we would go out and sit on the porch and watch the thunderstorms come by. Mom and Dad, it wasn't a huge porch, but it was deep enough to where the rain wouldn't get you. And we would sit there no matter how. I mean, I remember one year the winds were so strong and so powerful that it ripped, I don't know, a tree right down the middle, and you watch one half completely fall over. I mean, it blocked the streets. We all lost power and stuff, but it was just crazy to remember how powerful that wind actually was. And we, not a single one of us were afraid of the lightning. I mean, it was like Brother Ryan says, it's a light show flashing all around you. We thought it was awesome. We were ready to see. I don't know. I think it was just the power behind all that intrigued us, that being on the edge. But we loved watching those storms, man.
I think it's really cool, like when the lightning stays in the clouds, because you don't really get you get the crack of the thunder with that.
Right.
But seeing the lightning never come down to the ground, I think it's so cool as it like splits through all the clouds and everything. I think, like I said, thunderstorms are so fascinating. I think weather in general is fascinating because it really brings in like how little control of things we have. Like it really puts that in perspective, because like when the wind's blowing like that and the rain's coming down and the storm's hitting like that, you really don't have any control of what's going on around you. It's kind of it's crazy. Like it really puts that in perspective.
When you were talking about waiting for the lightning to come down and strike, there was a girl that I was lived in our neighborhood that we grew up with, and her dad had her convinced that the lightning came from the ground and went to the sky.
It does. Dead serious. It comes from the ground and it comes from the sky.
Because you got positive charge. I don't remember the way. It's positive charges in the clouds and negative charges on the ground.
Are you serious?
Yeah, thunder is it meeting in the middle.
Yeah, that's why when you hear, if you notice when lightning stays in the clouds, you don't hear thunder because it's not cracking the ground. But lightning, when it strikes the ground,
I thought lightning was two winds coming together, and then that force ignites all those. It forces those electrons to go up, and then that's what caused the crack.
It's a static charge.
It's literally negative on the ground, positive in the air, and they meet.
If you get shocked, just where you have the static shock, like you rub your sock feet on the carpet, and you go to touch something. If you watch that and you catch that in slow motion, it's both charges. It comes from whatever you're touching and to you. That's the same as lightning.
But
because the earth has a charge. And the clouds have a charge.
Right.
And so lightning comes from the ground, from the earth. And
I get
comes
that.
from the clouds.
But what I'm saying is he had her convinced that it was started at the ground. And it wasn't anything to do with...
No, it's
both
both.
of them.
It's both.
They're equal.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I get the idea of I mean, I've seen arcs before. That's all it is. It's just a gigantic arc.
Right.
I mean, but it takes two sources for it to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is she was like convinced that the earth like cracked open and sent out a lightning bolt. That's what she believed. That's what he had her believing.
Huh. That's pretty funny. Have you ever heard the theory of because obviously you don't want to get caught outside when it's a lightning storm, especially when you're right there in it. Of course, lightning can strike you miles away, right? So they tell you, I've always heard this. I don't know how true it is. I've never studied it. So, anybody out there in podcast land, don't make fun of me for saying this. This is just something that it's kind of one of those stories that you're told. But they used to tell you that if you feel your hairs standing up.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Then get to cover because you're about to get struck by lightning.
You know how they say that a person can't be struck more than once?
Yeah.
There's an actual story and live video of a guy who got struck not once, not twice, but 3 times.
It's not funny, but it is.
And each time it's as he's getting up from the last one, he's like, bam. He like gets back up, bam. There's another one. It's like did
he live?
Yeah, he lived, but like it's like how in the world? It's the luckiest dude ever.
I'd say he's the unluckiest dude ever to be struck
to
by.
Live. Well, he got hit 3 times and lived. I mean, like it's unlucky but lucky at the same time. It's an unlucky miracle.
Yeah, for sure. Like I wouldn't want to get struck by lightning.
No,
I've been electrocuted by some pretty high voltages considering the trade that I come out of being an electrician. I couldn't imagine electricity. I mean, what I've been hit with,
yeah,
doesn't you can't even compare it to the power that comes in a lightning bolt. I could not imagine having that much of a surge. I mean, I've had a lightning strike land pretty close to me.
Yeah, I have too.
Because I'm like both of you guys. And in fact, it's kind of funny, Brother Jonathan, even though these were at night, the moment that the tornado warning went off, before I even worried about getting my kids, I opened the front door and I walked out to the front porch. And I'm like looking at the sky because I'm fascinated with it. I think it's God's power in all that he does, because all of this is orchestrated by God. We don't understand all things. Right. We don't know paths of tornadoes and all that stuff, why all that stuff happens. We don't understand any of that. But I do know the creator is God, and what he does, and the beauty and the awe, but even the fear of it is just amazing. It's just amazing to sit there and look at that stuff. So I'm attracted to it. I go to it. But where was I going? I forgot my whole train of thought there. Anyway,
I tell you, I was trying to think.
Oh yeah, the lightning. So I was in a tornado warning when we were camping, of all places, and the only place that we had to go was a shower house. And our parents, me and my cousins and all of us were there at this campground. We're all gathered into this shower house. It's the only place to go. When I was in this shower house, we could go outside and you could see the funnel clouds going around the place. So it's like, I mean, it was amazing. But our parents are outside helping all the people that's camping take all their awnings and stuff down from the campers, because this thing's ripping them apart, right? So they're out there and they're doing all this work. So as kids, we're nosy. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We go outside, and as we're standing outside over this metal building, because that's where we're at, the shower house is a metal building, lightning comes down. And I mean, when I talk about feet, it's feet away from me, to the point to where it hurt my eyes. It killed my ears because the clap of the lightning, and every stitch of hair that I had was standing on end from all the static charge. It was one of the most amazing and frightening things that I've ever been in my life.
I have to say, at least some pretty gnarly looking scars. Like, I mean, it looks cool. Like, have you ever seen the scars? Like, it literally looks like when you get hit.
It looks like you got a lightning strike.
Yeah, it looks like tree roots almost. Yeah. Coming all the way down, like spread out until, wherever the ground was, you get that. But it's pretty crazy. But I've been, when I worked as a scales master, and we had a massive CB antenna that we had. And one day, the storms were getting pretty crazy. And this antenna was huge. Probably 50 feet, something like that. And one day the lightning came and it struck it, and it came in and it fried the whole side of the building. It burned up my radio. Had to get a new radio, new mic, new everything. That lightning was just nuts. And the sound that it made, I mean, like, I was ready to go home. Like, that effect you hear, that that shell shock that you get from it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
One of the coolest things I seen, we were driving home from church one time, and the big cell phone tower, telephone pole, lightning rods, period.
Mm-hmm.
We were driving home, and it was night, and it was dark, and they flash, they have colors that blink. It's like a blinking light. Well, during this storm, it was the coolest thing I ever seen. It was like a fingertip of lightning. It touched it 3 times.
Wow.
The lightning literally went bam, bam, bam instantly, and the lights were flickering. It went completely dark, and then all of a sudden the lights went off, and then it came back on like nothing had ever happened. It was so crazy because, like I said, it was almost like the lightning was poking it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So seeing the awe of how thunderstorms and all that works, it's crazy. And you were talking about being out in it. So as a kid, I used to be petrified of thunderstorms. Like, if I was at school and a storm hit, I would go to the nurse's office and go home because it would make me sick. I was terrified of thunderstorms. I overcame that fear because me and a friend were riding bikes, and we didn't know that we were kids, so we didn't pay attention to the weather. And all of a sudden, a thunderstorm rolled in, and I was probably 3 or 4 miles away from my house. and it was like a park, and we got under a bridge, and the rain was just howling, and it was all of a sudden, it was boom, boom, you just heard cracking. Literally in the middle of that thunderstorm, I rode my bike in it because we needed to get home because we thought that a tornado was coming, so we had to get home, right? And I'll never forget it. I joked with my mom that said, if you looked at the radar and seen two little red dots flying through it, it was me on my bike and me and my friend on my bike.
Trying to get out of it.
But basically, there were it was crazy because I'm riding my bike at branches and everything's falling. And I got home and the power was out. But ever since then, you would think that would only increase my fear. At that point, it cured my fear, and now I love it. I could do storm chasing. I would love it. I think it would be so cool.
Yeah, that's a job that it would be amazing. It would be fun to do. Tiring. Like I said, I've spent the last couple nights staying up tracking storms from the comfort of my home, and it's exhausting. But I will say, again, I'm truly am praying for all those that's been affected by these storms. It's
absolutely, because there's still a bunch of people without power too.
There are a bunch of people without power, and the rain and stuff hasn't subsided in a lot of places. It's still going through. So
yeah, it affected my trip here. I was on my way here, and I was going to be close to being on time. Not that we have like a strict schedule of when we have to be here, but I don't like being late anyway. But I got to where I normally go, and the roads were closed because the road was flooded, and that just means any houses in that area are affected. So
the Miami River is really, really high right now. I mean, it's almost touching the bottom of the bridge. It's how much water we've got.
So and it's only going to get higher because the rain ain't stopping.
Yeah, no, it's going to keep coming.
So for sure, though, in sending our prayers, I'm sending more than just good thoughts.
Yeah,
thoughts and prayers. I'm actually just sending more prayers.
Sending
prayers.
Definitely the most powerful thing we can. Forget the thoughts. It's the prayers. It's got the power. Word of the day.
Word of the day.
All right. You guys ready for this one?
Yeah. What a transition.
Yeah, for real. Power of prayer. Now we got to power of the word. No, I'm just kidding. I doubt you'll find this in scripture, though, to be honest with you. The word of the day is cattywampus.
Cattywampus. So I know how I use that.
There's no way you use that word.
Yeah. It throws everything cattywampus.
Okay, your interpretation of cattywampus then.
So, how do I define it? Like, it throws things off kilter. It's kind of how I take it.
Have you heard it, John?
No, I've never heard it. I thought of it as fighting, like a cat fight,
like a cat fight,
like a cat fight. And a womp sounds like we're throwing hands, like we're punching.
That's not what it means. It means to askew, crooked, or diagonally out of place. It can also be described as something that is in disarray or not arranged correctly.
So I'm not far off from it.
No,
that's actually one of the words that I use correctly.
Yeah. How did you know that word? Where did you hear it?
Pronounce it for me.
Cattywampus.
Oh, there we go. That's right.
How did you know that word?
I could not tell you.
I've never heard anyone.
So I didn't hear this word until I was a teenager, and I went to a country school out in the middle of nowhere, and some girl used it, and I looked at her and I was like, that's stupid. I have never ever heard that word before. And she's like, it's a real word. And I was like, no, it's not. There's no way that that's a real word. And she's like, yeah, cattywampus. I can't remember. She put something. I was fixing something for the school, and it was crooked. She's like, that's cattywampus. I was like, what?
Just say crooked.
It's not as fun.
Yeah. It's a fun word.
So I've been raised around construction, and I would say that that's probably where I heard it without realizing that that's where I heard it from.
I would say you either hear that, cattywampus, or you hear dogleg.
Yeah.
No,
I hear dogleg, but that's because of conduit.
Yeah.
I also hear, I think of a golf course. I think of a golf course.
Of a dogleg, like it gets going crooked. You shot crooked.
Or the hole is doglegging to the left or doglegging to the right, where, it's crooked.
I never played golf.
I love golf. I'm horrible at it.
As far as like walking the course and playing, I've never played.
I dare you the next time that you go golfing, that you tell your uncle that he shot cattywampus and see what he says.
The only problem is he never hits a cattywampus shot. My uncle is phenomenal at golf. Me, on the other hand, I never know where it's going when I swing. I just
Not a shot to him. I just figured he would take that funny.
he would have no idea what I'm talking about. But well, he might know because never mind. He's a smart guy.
He's very intelligent.
Yeah, I just can't believe you knew that word. That's mind-boggling to me.
I see. This is why I was looking at this word, and like when I asked if you guys knew if I should ask you it or not, because it's so far out there that it's not a usual word, but it's definitely a word that people out in the sticks would use for sure.
Yeah, or just little tough redneck construction people.
That doesn't sound like a tough word.
It's not a tough word.
It's
Well, like you were talking like a rugged construction worker.
No, I just said
Like a country
yeah,
construction
that's
worker.
just the words that they use.
I guess I am city. I'm a city slicker through and through.
an old boy from the sticks is cattywampus.
That concept of that word is cattywampus.
I think it's hilarious that you guys looked at me like, I can't believe that you know a word.
No, I didn't look at you.
I know more words than people realize.
You're-
I've got more people that stand on my side for
Okay.
poinsettia than I do against
What
me.
did I tell you before
I
we started?
know
this?
you're a very
You
intelligent
told me
man.
that I was educated. I just don't know how to use them.
No,
No.
I said you didn't know how to pronounce the
Yeah.
word.
I have no doubt of your knowledge, your vernacular. I believe you have a spectacular vernacular, but I don't know if you know how to pronounce that.
You know, I keep
spectacular.
thinking of Princess Brides, and I want to say, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
You don't know what that is?
No,
Okay. I guarantee there's going to be somebody in the comments that knows what that is.
I'm sure they are. I just don't. It's just you should play the womp womp sound because that fell flat.
You just wanted to hear that sound, didn't you?
Yeah, he
I
just
just
likes
wanted
the
to
fact that it was on you.
Yeah,
and
that's
not-
that's what I was about to say. I'm glad that it wasn't me because I figured if that sound would ever get played, it would be for me.
No.
That's funny. You've never heard of that? Or you've never heard of... never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Is that the one that says marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marriage is what brought us here together today.
Yeah. So I've heard that.
Or inconceivable. That's the word that he's talking about.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I've
Yeah.
never. I don't get any of the references you guys are making right now.
The
Just saying.
only reason why I get the marriage one is because I did a wedding and this guy next to me starts going, marriage. I was like, what in the world are you talking about, man?
You're not talking about me, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember doing that. What wedding was that?
I was doing my cousin's wedding. And I was talking about how it's like, because I've done two, and my cousin's wedding was like the first actual legit non-shotgun wedding.
The one that was planned?
Yeah.
was actually planned.
Yeah. Yeah. The other one was a couple that both of them were widower, and they were living together, and they go to my mom and dad's store, and they start talking to my mom, and they find out that my dad is a preacher, that I'm a preacher. I think at the time that they met mom, dad was pastoring at Sharonville, not me. And she got to preaching to him, and they were like, well, we need to, we don't want to live in sin anymore and all that stuff. And so my mom's like, hey, I got a husband that can do the wedding right now. I mean, they didn't have any biblical reason why not to.
Is that the one you had to rush and hurry up and get your
Yeah.
license for?
Yeah,
I remember
because-
that now. I remember that
because they like took dad up. They took mom up on it, but they took a while. And at the time that they did it, mom and dad went out of town, and so they called
They're like,
mom.
guess
and
what?
mom,
We got a boy in town.
They called mom, and mom was like, "Well, we're not in town, but my son is also a preacher." Yeah,
You know what that makes me think? Like you just went on like www.weddinglicense.com and then you just had an Elvis outfit.
You know what's funny? That's the website I recommended to him. No, I'm just kidding.
no, you can't do that because the state of Ohio wants their money.
Yeah.
$20.
Do you have to renew them?
No.
Because I
You're
technically could get my license. I just never did.
So you're supposed to, because you got to be recognized by a organization or a group or a church or whatever the case may be, and that's what they use. to put into their quote unquote records to send you their certificate as long as you pay them money, to get it. So if you change the organization, like if I use my church, it's not guaranteed with the way that the ministry works that I'll be at my church the rest of my life. And not that I have any plans of going anywhere, but that's just, the ministry is what it is. So if I change my church and I go somewhere else, I'm supposed to
renew your license,
re-up it. But why?
Yeah, that sounds dumb. I have my ordination paperwork. Like me, my cousin Jared, and one of my good buddies Blake, all got ordained the same night, and I think they turned in an ordained paperwork. I did not, because I was like, when am I ever going to marry anybody? So I need to put them in just so I have it. But
I've been asked to do a wedding, but I refused it. And what's so funny is Ryan will probably remember this. I got asked to do a wedding, and I refused it. And then, this is no joke, that same day I was supposed to do that wedding, I ended up preaching a funeral that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
So I did have something similar where they did ask me to marry them, and I didn't want to do it because reasons. I won't get in publicly. But I was able I was able to use the excuse like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I just never turned in the paperwork, so I can't marry you.
Yeah, I can't do that no more.
I'm ordained. I'm just not licensed.
Yeah, this just randomly popped in my head speaking about that.
Well, that's fine because this whole podcast is ADD driven anyway.
So, okay.
What we've been told.
This is a question I have for you, Ryan.
Uh-oh.
Brother Ryan, sorry. And somebody asked me today, because I was at work, and there's a lady that works in the building next to us that comes in and makes deposits. And somehow church got brought up, and she said, asked where I went, and, I said, and who's my pastor? And I was like, my pastor is Jacob. And she's like, who's your preacher? I was like, brother Jacob. And she's like, no, a pastor's an elder, and then you have your preacher. I don't know what denomination she is, but she's like, a pastor needs to be an elder. And I'm like, huh?
Probably set up with like bishops and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, she's like, you just have to make sure that everything you're doing is by the Bible. I was so confused because I guess, like I said, I don't vary out into other denominations. I don't really study. That's not something that really has ever interested me. There's a couple ones that I've looked into just so I could debate for the fun of it. But this one, she was like, you have to do everything by the Bible, and a pastor and a preacher is different. I'm like, not where I'm from.
No, pastor and a preacher is not different. I don't think that that's necessarily religion or denomination based. I think you find it more in organized. If you're in organizations, not necessarily independent. We claim to be independent, right?
Okay.
So I think it's more organizational because they have overseers, what they consider overseers. Or if you have, if you have a mega church or something of that nature, you'll find that they have different pastors. You'll have your senior pastor, you'll have your other pastors, you'll have something like that. So our church is set up. We've got an elder, we've got the deacon position, which right now we don't have a quote unquote deacon. And that would be that's what they call in our bylaws the spiritual board. So if I'm dealing with something in the church in a spiritual sense, and it's something that you have to handle, whether it be remove somebody from the pulpit or something like that, we won't get in. If there's something that I have to deal with spiritually that's going to be kind of a pretty hard dealing, I am to include the spiritual board per the bylaws.
So it's just how churches are set up.
Well, not all churches. I mean, I think it all depends on how you look at it. So it is. I will say this. It is good to have checks and balances because at the end of the day, you're still a man, you know.
You make
so
mistakes.
it is kind of good to have checks and balances. But I also stand by the fact that the preacher is the pastor is the one that God placed over that church. So, not that every decision he makes is something that people should necessarily blindly follow. But if you do have issues with it, don't go against his authority. Just ask the questions. You know, just
Well, it was just weird because the way she phrased it, like
I would say she's from if she goes, she's probably in an organization of sorts, or that's kind of how I would.
Got it. That was my random tidbit for a moment. Sorry,
Thanks for that.
I tend to derail things. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah, it's all right. We're used to it, man.
Derail and disclaimer.
Hey. I'm popular though. We get comments about me all the time.
They're not always good. Speaking of comments,
Good.
we're going to move on from the subject here and go into our reviews.
That's where I was kind of segueing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. Remember, all publicity is good publicity. Words are hard.
Sure. All right. So this is we've really got Sister Kathy Carlisle riled up. This is her second comment on this. And she says, I agree with Brother Jonathan. The hash browns are the only thing to eat at Awful Waffle. And I'm starting to question my pastor's anointing for not liking God's chicken. That is the second comment she's made to you.
Sister Kathy's really struggling with me right now.
And then she ends it with, I'm all in for the rapture package.
Hey.
Heart, love the podcast.
The ads are working. Hey, man, I love that people don't like Waffle House. I love it. It's so nice to be vindicated because I feel like I'm never vindicated.
Well, I will say that you tend to be on the more of the negative side. We can hear, and this ain't a shot at you at all. I listened to the last podcast, and I thought, man, Ryan, you're going to have to be a little nicer. You've been a little mean to Jonathan, so... I don't want to hurt your feelings anymore. I
definitely am a glass half empty.
I hate seeing you walk out of here in tears every time we do a recording, But you do tend to stay a little bit on the. I think we hear more from you that you dislike something than you like something.
I kind of have another word of the day, and it describes you perfectly. Pessimist.
I would say I'm more on the pessimistic side.
Yeah.
I'm very self-aware. I wish I could be different, but I'm not.
You don't have to be different. It just makes you who you are.
Yeah. I mean,
we're not asking you to change anything. We just want you to like something.
Let's talk. Let's find some common ground here.
How about we move on to our next review?
Okay.
Mr. Derailer.
Sister Kathy, just hang in there with me. I'm sure that I can say something that might make you not question my anointing anymore.
Just say you like Chick-fil-A.
I don't know. This next segment might have her questioning us more.
I didn't. Okay, hold on. I want to clarify something. I didn't say that I didn't like Chick-fil-A. Those words never came out of my mouth.
I hear backtracking.
No, not backtracking. Overrated is different from not liking.
I interpret my pessimistic, glass half empty kind of guy.
Because I'll eat it
as you hate it.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it when we go. I'll get something.
I'll eat Waffle House when I go.
And I don't complain about it when I get it.
You just think it's overrated.
I just think it's overrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how many more times we could clarify that for you.
No, I think
don't
it's just
hate Chick-fil-A.
I'm just trying to get some of that confidence back,
Yeah.
It's a good thing they're not voting on me right now. I might get a no vote from Sister Kathy.
Imagine. I got to let Brother Sean read these comments.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So this one is from Sister Regina Frazier. And I'm going to probably butcher this up because when I read it to the guys earlier, I totally had to think twice before I said it. So,
I'm really good at words. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you go ahead. Let's see how well you do it too.
I was going to ask if you wanted me to read it.
Following recent discussions, I felt it my listener duty to provide a response on behalf of the level-headed audience. I was thankful to hear stances were backed up on concerning Bigfoot. There are hills we don't die on, Brother Jonathan. However, the discussions caused concern over what the pulpit to the pew might believe on other conspiracies. Is the earth also flat in this podcast universe? Did aliens build the pyramids? I hesitate to loose the torpedo on a sinking ship, but did we land on the moon? Skeptically listening.
And we determined I don't die on any particular hills. I'm pretty wishy-washy on different things. I can be persuaded.
Yeah, the only hill I think that you have died on is the Waffle House Hill.
Yeah. and
That's-
what I believe in. I'll die on that hill.
Sometimes I question, man. I just,
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
we're not going to touch aliens. We're not going to touch the flat Earth because it's not flat.
At least not in this podcast.
Yeah, I can't even. I like to do something to spice it
Unless
up.
the people that go missing found the end of the Earth, and that's just why they went missing.
You know what?
Triangle. Here we go.
You know what? Guess what? That's it. That just did it for me. The Earth is flat.
Just kidding. That was easy. Oh, wait. Next podcast, it'll be round.
Yeah. Well,
Well-
no, he'll have to we might have to talk to him about it
We'll have to
off air.
convince him that it's round.
Well, no. I mean, if you look at a map, it's flat, so the Earth's got to be flat.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
And when
All
you
right.
put a pin on the ground, does it roll?
Yeah, sometimes.
If you push it, but if you just set it down and don't move it, it doesn't move. The Earth's flat. That's it. I'm convinced.
There are hills on this flat Earth, right? We go over them, which means a pin would roll on its own.
Okay.
If it's flat.
okay,
Is
you
it-
convinced me the Earth isn't flat. The Earth is round. Oh yeah, I forgot about globes. They're round, so that means the Earth is.
Thank you
So wait,
for
wait.
your comments, everybody.
Wow.
And Sister Regina, I truly appreciate you causing Jonathan to stir up some stuff.
He has a blown mind right now.
My head hurts actually. No, I like I said, for the most part, I like things. By the way, I am kind of because you guys aren't the first people that tell me that. Like, you really just don't like anything, do you? And I'm like, no, I like things. I like ketchup on coney dogs.
So when people talk about how you don't like things, the first thing you come up with is, I like ketchup.
No, I'm just late relating.
I
it back
need to
the
find
podcast.
a shirt to get him. That's because you can find shirts like that. I'm sure there is an I like ketchup shirt somewhere.
As long as it's long sleeves, I'll wear it.
He needs a shirt that says, I'm all catched up.
What else do I like? I'm trying to think. I like my kids. I like my wife. I like you guys. I like my church. I like my friends, which is kind of you guys pretty much. No, I like things. I tend to be on the negative side though. I'll admit that about myself.
So I will say this: the one thing that we learned being in Tennessee for the fire conference was, whether people believe in him or not, Bigfoot sells. He's all over Gatlinburg. I think we even witnessed one walking around the fountain on the island.
Do tell.
I'm just saying, I was sitting there at the island watching the water fountain dance to the music. They were playing Rocky Top, Tennessee. I was just sitting like an old man in those rocking chairs, just half asleep, staring at the water. And my wife goes, "Hey, look, we spotted Bigfoot." And some random person,
Was he dressed like Bigfoot or was he just a big dude?
he just looked like Bigfoot.
Big hairy beast.
Yeah.
Did he have a thing of Jack's Links?
No, he didn't. But, to make that story even more funny was, we had to go to the bathroom because we were sitting there for a while. So, the bathroom had to be used. And we go in there, and while my wife is in the restroom and I'm waiting for her, I sit down, and lo and behold, who's sitting across from me? Bigfoot.
What's his name, Jack?
No, I don't know his name. I tried my best not to stare, but it was very hard.
I got a picture with Bigfoot while I was down there.
Yeah.
He actually moved.
I'm so confused.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be on Facebook. Pulpit to the pew.
The plug. Oh, that's a good plug. That's good. I respect that.
Thanks. It'll be up.
No, I mean, the reason why I'm laughing, the story you told was funny, but like, just because you were sitting, you had to use the restroom.
No, we had been there for a while.
I'm just trying to figure out where that detail comes into play.
Yeah.
Because he said, I'm sitting, and then guess he's sitting across from me.
No, he wasn't.
Because
sitting-
first off, you said it right after you talked about going to the bathroom, and then you said, there he is.
No,
walking
so the
across
first
from
time
me.
I said,
It's
the
like-
first time
So I'm picturing you on this golden toilet. And
I wasn't in
Bigfoot
the-
walks by.
No, I wasn't in the bathroom. That would be pretty cool to have golden toilets there at the island. No, I wasn't in
Probably
the
make enough
bathroom when I
money to
seen
do
him.
it.
I was sitting out after my wife was using the restroom and I was waiting on her.
You forgot that detail.
No,
I said that.
didn't. You just weren't listening.
Oh, well, yeah, probably.
Is
This is my turn to glaze over while you guys.
I was about to say, is that how you treat him on Sunday
Or
when
else-
he's preaching?
Nah,
Probably.
I support
I
him.
look over. I can tell.
Is he just kind of twiddling?
I won't say nothing. I'll get in
Can I
trouble.
tell you guys?
I'm waiting for you to roast me right here.
No, I wasn't going to roast. I was just going to say.
Can I tell you something
I
funny?
will say this. Hold on. We do have a member that snores awfully loud.
You guys will have to tell me who it is.
It was on Facebook Live one time where it was because he was sitting right next to the phone that's recording. We do Facebook Live. We don't have a camera. We have the phone that we set up, and he clonked out, man. He clonked out. You heard him hit his head on the wall behind him, and I mean, I'm talking sawing logs.
One of these days while I'm preaching, I want to get a sound of a trumpet. Try to wake him up with it.
I tell you what. So I'm so self-conscious of being caught yawning at church because I don't want people to think I'm bored or anything.
So you make the ugly face?
Well, no, I'll cover my mouth. I'll do everything. That. I do make the ugly face. I will do everything in my power to make it not look like I'm yawning because I am
Looks like you're
interested.
sucking on a
Look,
sour
I
patch.
want
Kid,
to tell you right now, when you're standing up and you're preaching to a congregation, yawning is just what it is. It doesn't necessarily mean you're bored. That's just the truth.
Well, the problem is I sit on the pulpit, so I don't want everybody in the congregation to see me yawning.
Oh, we have it in our church, man.
So
This guy here, it made it on his sister Regina created a birthday thing tribute to Brother Sean. Was it last year? I don't think it was on this year's.
No, it was last year.
And sure enough, man, Grand Canyon, buddy.
Buddy, I'm gonna tell you what. Not that she don't want to do that, but she got all of my expressions caught
did.
on there because my face, I can't hide what I'm thinking.
I will tell you this. I would much rather you yawn discreetly than try to hold it in because the faces that people make when they're trying to hold a yawn in, it's like the same face that they're trying to make when they hold a sneeze in. And you look like their head is getting ready to pop off their shoulder.
have you ever fallen asleep in church? And if you have you ever been caught?
I have. It's been a long. I mean, I was young.
Me too.
Since I've fallen asleep in church. To say that I haven't had to fight staying and not glazing over sometimes would be a lie. There's been times where I've had to internally keep myself from going glassy eyed.
Yeah.
Getting caught, I don't remember.
I was I guess I shouldn't say I was young, but I was like 19 and I had stayed up really late on a Saturday and it was Sunday school and I was trying to be, I was sitting in the front pew so nobody could see me. But Josh Ritchie, who was my youth pastor at the time, sat on the other side of the aisle in the second pew. And my grandfather was teaching Sunday school and I passed out and I had no idea. I literally passed out, was asleep, and I didn't think anybody noticed. Until after church, Brother Josh walked up to me and said, "Did you have a good nap?" I was like, oh, man. Because I think how I got woke up is the Sunday school, because when they did how we do Sunday schools, the classes come out and then they end up standing for the congregation and then they go over the review. I think I got woke up because one of the kids plopped down next to me on the front pew, and I think it kind of startled me. But Brother Josh said after church, he's like, "Were you up too late last night, or how'd you sleep, or how was your nap?" Something to that effect. And I was like, all right, got that one. Never going to let that happen again. So it was funny. It was a funny instance.
We had a man that he's passed away, but we had a man that would fall asleep every service. It didn't matter. He was faithful to be at church. He'd fall asleep in every service. The only time that he did not fall asleep was when he discovered laser pointers. I'm dead serious, man. I'm not making this up. And that's when he would sit and he would hide the laser pointer in his arm, and you would see this little red dot going across the back wall of the pulpit. That kept him awake. Okay, that's dead serious.
That sounds
you
like
can ask,
something I would do.
Yeah. You can ask your wife. I mean, this is dead serious. But he'd fall asleep. He'd lean up against the corner of the pew, and he had his coat on, and he would kind of just get comfortable, and he'd go to sleep. And the usher would go by and walk past him and slap him on the shoulder and said, "It's time to give money, brother." and wake him up. He'd wake him up, and the guy would shuffle through his wallet, throw something in the offering pan, and go on. But he got woke up at least once in every service.
That's great. So, that's so funny. You guys were talking about Tennessee, and I want to read some dumb laws from Tennessee. I know I'm ransacking. I said I would stop doing it, but I'm going to do it. We got some dumb laws from Tennessee. I thought it was topical because you guys are kind of coming back, I know, a little bit after Youth Fire, and we were talking about Tennessee a little bit with Gatlinburg and the island. And I love reading these dumb laws. They are some of my favorite things to read, and Tennessee is not a disappointment. So, the first law that shows up in Tennessee, driving is not to be done while asleep.
Guilty.
Dyersburg, it is illegal for a woman to call a man for a date.
Wow. That's old school right there.
In Tennessee, also, hollow logs may not be sold.
Hollow
logs are not to be sold. In Memphis,
I almost took that as hallowed logs. I was like, how do you do that?
in Memphis, it is illegal for women to drive a car unless there is either a man running or walking in front of it, waving a red flag to warn approaching motorists and pedestrians.
I think that should be in all states.
Oh, that was good. I'm just picturing people running down the city highways with red flags.
Only in
Warning.
Memphis. It's only in Memphis. It's only in Memphis.
You sure they didn't tell them to run on the sidewalks?
Is there an expiration date to any of these laws?
No, there's no
Because-
expiration. These are not. You ready for the next one? It is illegal to catch a fish with a lasso.
These walls, these are awesome.
It is illegal for frogs to croak after 11 p.m.
There's frog police in Tennessee.
Apparently.
Wow.
That's what I want to be. What's your job, sir? I'm a police officer. Oh, really? What division? I'm in the frog police. What do you do after 11 o'clock? I go out there and chase frogs for croaking.
I guarantee that came from the old man that lived up there and was out around the pond, and that frog started talking to him and said, if you kiss me, I'll turn to a beautiful princess. So he sat there and he thought about it, looked at that frog, and picked it up and put it in his pocket, and you can hear that frog screaming, please, if you kiss me, I'll turn into a beautiful princess and I can live with you forever. And he said, already been married, made that failure once. You're worth more to me as a talking frog.
And this is the last one. It's in Juanita. I think that's how you say it. It's Oneida. So Juanita is what how I would pronounce it.
Wouldn't that be Oneida?
Oh, yeah.
Probably Oneida.
When you said Juanita, I was thinking J-A-U.
Maybe you're right. I can't read. It's fine.
Ain't that opposite? Ain't it
J-U-A?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good thing this
I
isn't
don't-
Arkansas where I have to pronounce the name of the place right.
I don't speak Spanish.
Okay, here you go. An ordinance forbids anyone to sing a song, "It ain't going to rain no mo."
Wow.
That is
Is
an ordinance.
that a song?
I don't know. I didn't look that part up, but it says it's an ordinance forbidding people to sing, "It ain't gonna rain to no mo."
It ain't gonna rain too no more.
Read it.
Hold on, where's it at?
Last one.
It ain't. It's yeah. You added too many twos. It ain't going to rain no more.
Did I say too many twos?
It ain't going to rain no more.
He said it ain't going to rain too no more.
Well, it's so broken. That is such a broken. I want to know if that's a song now. Wow.
It's probably an old song. Like those probably are really old laws that they don't have expiration dates on.
Well, those are definitely old laws. I mean,
I'm pretty sure I've seen women drive in Memphis.
I don't think that you could get away with a husband walking in front of a car, waving a red flag and screaming warnings. If I was to do that with my wife driving, I would be roadkill.
I will say this though, it can't be that. It really can't, because motor vehicles have been around for a long time, but this talks about a car specifically, so it can't be like that old. But that's
Well, wasn't a Model A considered a car?
Yeah.
okay. Fair. That's fair.
Right?
I think so.
But yeah, Tennessee's got some crazy ones. I think my favorite one, though, is You Can't Catch a Fish with a Lasso. I'd like to see somebody do that.
Sean is looking up the classification. Are you looking up when the laws were created?
I'm looking. When was the word car invented?
When was the word?
Why would you?
invented?
Oh my goodness! It's been around since the 1300s.
Okay.
Car as a general term for a wheeled vehicle.
Can you do me a favor and look up the song It Ain't Going to Rain No Mo? It ain't going to rain no mo.
That's not going to be the song of the week.
I just want to know what kind of song. I'm assuming it's a folk song. That sounds like a folk song.
1923.
Yeah, it's a folk song.
1923.
Shall we take a listen to it?
I agree. I think we should.
Maybe off air.
What?
We can always edit it out.
We're not in Tennessee. We can listen to it. They ain't gonna come and arrest us. Arkansas didn't come and get you after we mispronounced Arkansas forever.
I didn't mispronounce Arkansas.
We did when we talked
You
about
did.
Did
Me
I?
and you did.
Arkansas.
See, you guys keep saying that I mispronounce these words.
But apparently it's us. Maybe we're worse than you. Maybe you're just right all along.
Well, I could have told you that.
So humble.
I am.
I'm going to, you know what? While Brother Sean is looking up this song to play, you know what? I'm going to make a pact to you guys. I'm going to try and like more things. I'm not going to try and be negative all the time.
So what are you going to try to like first?
I don't know. I ain't figured that out yet.
Let's see if he likes this song. You know why they can't sing it? Because them frogs can't sing past 11 o'clock at night.
Was that on there?
Yeah. Well, it talked about bullfrog laying sitting on a lily pad.
Huh. This sounds like something that you would have heard on Andy Griffith. It ain't gonna rain no more.
Ain't going to fly no more.
I can understand why they're not allowed to sing that song.
What do you mean? That's great.
I don't know if it said particularly that a bullfrog couldn't sing, but it definitely talked about bullfrogs.
It did talk about a frog.
I did hear the
That's-
bullfrog part.
But see, they could do that, but they didn't want to let the frogs know that they could sing past 11 o'clock.
That
That
sounded
is
like a
great.
bullfrog. That sounded like how a bullfrog would sing.
That sounded like a girl frog. I didn't think that sounded like a bullfrog.
I wonder if the bullfrog's name was Jeremiah.
Oh,
So that was done in 1923 by Wendell Hall.
Wendell Hall.
I wonder if he's the one that wrote the song. I really do think that sounds like something you would hear off the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah,
Like
I would agree
can,
with you.
I can see Andy.
Or one of what's the bluegrass? I know you guys told me this the other time. I can never think of their name. The bluegrass group that was on the show,
Oh, the Darlings.
the Darlings. Like they could sing that.
Yeah, they would. They would sing that too, but they probably couldn't because it would make one of them cry. Don't. Okay, look, people fall out. Look, I might think that Chick-fil-A is overrated, but I absolutely love Andy Griffith.
I like Andy Griffith.
I think this song in particular would be what they would end the show with. Forget the whistle. They could end the show with this.
as he's walking with the fishing pole.
Well, see, the thing
But-
about it is they're allowed to sing it because it's in North Carolina, supposedly.
But see, here's the thing. They could, instead of them walking to the fishing hole, it could just then be them sitting on the dock.
kicking their feet over the dock.
Over the dock.
When you said Juanita, that was the first thing that went through my head was Andy Griffith, because Barney sings the Juanita song.
Oh yeah, Andy Griffith is phenomenal.
I love Barney.
There we go. That's the thing I like. Right there. I love the Andy Griffith show.
Yeah, that's a good start.
I think that's how we should end the podcast because we got him
Well,
on
hold
a positive.
But he deserves this.
Man, they're standing up. Look at that. I mean, standing ovation, man. You should take a bow.
You waited
As
too
soon
late.
as you go to take
You
a
waited
bow,
too late.
that's it. It's over instantly. His belly could hardly get around the microphone.
You could just end it with being nice. You had one final jab.
That should be the end of the podcast.
Play the outro.
Well, did you enjoy this this orderly show that we have here? I sure hope you have. We'll be back again with you next week. Don't forget to follow us again at Cool Picture the Pew at Facebook, at coolpicturethepew@gmail.com, and we'll be ready to hear from you. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See you guys.
See ya.